Hi, everybody. This is Maria Flynn. I'm the president and CEO of Jobs for the Future. I want to thank Martha and Rosie and the whole team at College Promise for inviting me to be part of your event. I certainly miss the days when we're able to be together in person, but looking forward to doing that again someday soon, hopefully. So I just want to take a few minutes to tell you a bit about our work at JFF, how we are really working to plan and build for an equitable recovery, and hope that you will want to join forces with us on some of the initiatives that we have underway. So just briefly about JFF, we are a national nonprofit organization that really sits at the intersection of education and workforce and policy and practice. We are driving economic advancement for all through the transformation of the nation's education and workforce systems. We were founded back in 1983, and in 2018, we launched a new sub-entity called JFF Labs, which is really our market interface team that is working with corporations, mission-aligned startups, and that's where we also house our new impact investing fund. And so, we all know probably way too well at this point that the COVID-19 crisis is really rocking our systems, right, and our institutions and our communities. And it is both, causing us to rethink how we do business, rethink how we collaborate with our partners, but it's also really laying the course for transformation. And we know that before COVID, there were numerous conversations and reports about the future of work. And it seems like once the middle of March hit, we were launched into the future of work in very new and real ways. And we felt that immediately. And we also know that COVID has disproportionately impacted people of color, under-credentialed workers, and other populations that already were having a difficult time advancing in the labor market before COVID hit. And so as leaders, and I do believe that we are all leaders, like wherever we sit within our organizations, as we look across our organizations and across sectors, it's really important that we start to step up and really work together. And I want to share with you, and I'll share my screen, how JFF is thinking about moving forward from this moment, and to talk through the 5 levers that we have as part of our call to action framework. Second. And so these are really organized starting on the left-hand side with the most immediate needs and moving along to the left-hand side, which is more forward-facing, longer-term visioning work. But I'll walk you through these and also give an example of some of the initiatives that fall under each of these 5. So the first, which is really at the forefront of everyone's mind, is how do we connect unemployed workers to new job opportunities and job opportunities that are going to lead to economic advancement. And there's really important work happening within regional economies, within industry partners coming together, new types of reskilling platforms. JFF, for example, is involved in the Skill Up Coalition as one of its operating partners. This is an online platform that provides both career navigation services and training services to unemployed workers. Other groups such as Opportunity at Work and Guild Education and Social Finance are key members of this effort as well. The second bucket is how do we build an equitable economic recovery? So not just build back to where we were before, but to build back in a more equitable fashion. Back in June, JFF announced our Equitable Economic Recovery Framework. You can find that on our website. And then since the election, we've also released a transition memo to the next administration. And that builds out this policy framework with some more specific policy recommendations that span education and workforce, human services, and other key areas. The third lever is to mobilize corporate leadership. We know that employers have a key role to play in the recovery, we, as part of our corporate action platform, have launched the Recover Stronger campaign. We had 5 major corporations, including Microsoft, Autodesk, Workday, Walmart, and Postmates, sign on to this back in June. We have a second set of corporations that we'll be announcing in just a few weeks that have signed on to this pledge. And in doing that, these corporations are committing to investing in practices that support their employee well-being, their security, and their economic advancement. And if you see on our website, we have different changemaker profiles that we've been posting that give some examples of what these commitments look like in these various companies. The fourth is driving technology innovation. So we know that technology is a critical part of all of our lives now through Zoom and through how our children are learning in school. But it's also going to continue to drive changes in how workers and learners access services, how one-stop centers and workforce boards are delivering service, how social service agencies are reaching their participants. So we are focused right now on the data impact of that, and through our Outcomes for Opportunity initiative, which is funded by Google, we're working closely with a set of workforce boards to really help them deepen their data collection and their data analysis capabilities and really help them with data-driven decision making. And then last, I think, as we said before, this moment also gives us a time to really think deeply about transformation. So if we were to step back and redraw education and workforce development system for the United States, what would that look like? How would we really fix a lot of the pain points that exist now? And I think that goes beyond just what I think the initial answer always tends to be that obviously there's a need for more money, but I think it goes way beyond a need for money and really a need for redesigning for the worker and learner of today and tomorrow. So one way we are starting is we are focusing on the issue of financing post-secondary education and training through our Financing the Future of Skills initiative that we recently launched. And through that, we're looking at different mechanisms such as income share agreements and other ways of testing and piloting financing options for individuals and really taking a hard look at the issue of equity across these models. So we encourage you to check these out, to partner with us where you can. We'd be happy to provide more information on any of this as we move forward. So before we close out, I would love just to, say how I think that the mission of College Promise is really more important today than ever. We know that community colleges are engines for our nation's recovery, but it's also true that they can't do that alone. So how can we be building the most effective collaborations and partnerships across educators, policymakers, corporate leaders, nonprofit leaders, and others? And also, just to end, as we move forward, I just really encourage you to think big and do bold things. So not only reimagining how we can think about the financing issue, but also think about new ways to integrate work-based learning into degree pathways, think about how we can start to really test and evaluate virtual work-based learning opportunities, and then also how we can really dig into and develop comprehensive career navigation systems for students and workers so that folks can be making great informed decisions about their next step along the pathway. So for each of this, I think, again, it's important for us all to step up and to step up together. So look forward to collaborating with all of you in the weeks and months ahead. And I hope you have a great series of conversations here. So thanks again to Martha and Rosie for inviting me, and I hope you all have a great day.